everyone, I'm Missy, and welcome to Rep Agency Works Court Reporting Software. We sometimes refer to it as RAW, so you may hear that occasionally. The first thing we'll do is log into the system. So I need you to go to www.repagencyworks.com, and that'll bring you to the login screen. Alright, so go ahead and fill in your username, your password, and the client ID that was assigned to you. And you can go in and change your password afterward. What it'll do is always bring you to today's date. So you'll always come on the main calendar here, and you can also see it over on the small calendar here. Alright, the next thing to do is go to your Utilities tab. These are basically all of your main default areas that you want to get set up. The first thing we will do is your reporting agency information, which contains your agency name, street address, phone number, tax ID, all of that kind of information. Go ahead and fill in this area. Down here on your email and website settings, administration is just for records. Scheduling is anything that you would send out from a scheduling perspective, some of your deposition notices, etc., would show that they were coming from this email address. Production emails would look like they're coming from this email address, whatever you designate there as it to show. Website, of course, fill that in. And log out to, that just means that when you log into the system and then log out, it will automatically take you to the website that you assign, generally your own website. Down here on reporter view options, we can go over this more in detail later, but these are things that you want your reporters to see or not see. Same thing with the repository that holds all of your documents. Up here on your invoice print options, if you like to show the rate and in the extension or a total only, that kind of thing, make your choices here. Keep in mind these are just defaults and can be changed on individual invoices, so don't panic. These are just defaults. Go down to your miscellaneous area, fill in as much of that as you can, and on down. And once you have that pretty complete, go up here to your top left and hit the update button. Update is your save button, so feel free to hit that just as often as you like. Alright, the next step is going to be to fill out your rate sheet, otherwise known as your invoice item defaults. So what you'll do now is go back to your Utilities tab, and then scroll over here to the left where it says Invoice Item Defaults. And what this will do is bring up a rate sheet. Now I've already filled out some of it, but yours will be a little shorter than that. You can add and delete items as you see. These rows right here that are highlighted that have no rates associated with them are called subheader lines. They're strictly for organizational purposes to help you separate things. There's the add subheader line in case you need to add more or delete some, you can. And let's go over to each of the columns. Quantity first, your description, comments, and then this next rate over here that has, this is the rate column for your attorneys. This is what you're charging your attorney. The next rate is reporter rates, and that's what your commissions are based upon. So if you have 70%, it's going to be 70% of this $85 charge. Don't calculate it, we do that for you, so just put in whatever the rate is that you're basing your commission on. Next is mileage, which is a generic term for paying 100% of that line. So it would say yes if you want to pay 100% of a hotel expense, 100% of a mileage to your court reporter, then make that column or that row a yes. Just ignore this point column for now. Not a lot of people are using that, if anyone, and we may disregard that soon, so just ignore that for now. Alright, and don't forget to go over to the left and hit update and save your changes. Now, if at any time you want to add or delete line items, just go by these buttons, or you can go over here on the left to the grid keyboard shortcuts. Anytime in the system that you see a grid like this, you can use those shortcuts to add rows, delete rows, such as that. So if I want to add an item here, I can either hit the button or follow the grid shortcuts, and it will insert a line for me right here. I can also follow the grid shortcuts to move things up and down. So for instance, If I went down here to the color exhibits and I wanted it higher or lower in the grid, just follow the shortcuts, scoot it up, scoot it down, wherever you need to. And just remember to hit update often, especially in the beginning while you're getting used to the system, so it just saves things as you go along. Alright, the next thing we need to do are set up your users. Users are the people who are allowed to log into Raw. Okay, so now I want you to go to your Users tab. It's right next to Utilities. Go to your Users tab and you'll see this list of people as you add them. We're going to add a new user in just a moment, but I want to show you one that's set up already. So we'll go to me, for instance. Fill in your name, email address, a username to log in with, a password, and then you can verify the password again over here. And I always hit update right now. Now anytime you see this little green check mark, that means that a password has been assigned. You don't normally see it, it's always blocked out. If for instance somebody needs to reset their password, you can just set it here, update it, let them know what it is, and then they can change it later if they want. Alright, very important are the rights that you assign to the user. This tells them what they can and cannot see when they log in. Explanation of all of those rights are right here. And that'll bring you to a separate page that explains what you can and cannot see. Obviously, an office manager has full rights to everything. Billing people, mostly just the billing information. They can see some of the reports that would pertain to their job. Assistants have a lot of, you just have to kind of check out each one and see which one applies to you. Reporters can basically only see the calendar that applies to them, depositions that apply to them, case styles, some invoices if they apply to them. They can see your client list, but they can't change it. And the reports that tell what their commissions due are, their outstanding commissions, and what they've been paid, and so on and so forth. Kind of the same thing with an attorney, just the things that apply to their law firm. So be careful when you read that. Just check through it and make sure you're doing the correct assignments. And then on the initials, this is basically for your inner office staff so that you can assign tasks, which I'll talk to you about here in just a moment. These are for tasks, and you don't want to give those to just absolutely everybody because it'll get really crowded, really busy. So this is mostly your inner office staff. Alright, go ahead and hit update. And now we'll move on to step 4, which is adding your reporters. Okay, the first thing you need to do is go to your Reporters tab. And then we'll do a new one, but I'm just going to show you one existing now. We'll go to mine. And you'll simply fill in your basic information, the reporter's name, address, aka if they go by a nickname. You can color code your court reporters if you like, or color code the jobs, so that just depends on your agency. Go ahead and fill in all this other basic information and email addresses. Up here is your commission rate, whether or not you pay them on bill out, and the terms. The terms area is not quite finished yet, but it will be very shortly. That involves the 30-60 day payout or something. So if you have a no bill out clause for that reporter, unless it's 60 days old and then you want to pay them, that's where you would put your 60 days in the terms area. Be sure to check mark what they are, what they're available for. For right now, I want you to ignore this area. This has to do with production, doing your transcripts, and we're not going to get into that right now. You can cover any notes about their markets that they cover, any notes for that reporter. And login privileges are how their name is going to be, what you want them to see, and you just choose these things over here, whether you want them to see certain things and allow them to do certain things. Uploads could be employment contracts, signature images for their production later on down the road. Anything that you want to do associating with this reporter, go ahead and do that right here on your upload files. Now be sure to scroll up top and hit update to save all your information. Okay, so that was one that was already entered. When you're ready to do a new one, just click here on your Reporters tab and Add Reporter, and that'll bring you up a blank screen so you fill in all the pertinent information that we just covered a moment ago. Remember to hit update, and then that will just add everything to your master list of reporters. Alright, so those are the first 4 things you need to do to get started. Your Utilities tab again covers your basic default information and agency settings. Number 2 is invoice item defaults, which is a fancy way of saying it's your rate sheet. Users are those allowed to log in, so you'll give them a username, password, and specify which rights they'll have. And then reporters, go ahead and enter your personal and commission rate information there. Then after that, you'll do your clients, enter your client information, and I have a separate video for that as well. And then how to schedule a job on the calendar, which also has a video. So good luck to everyone. Feel free to call us if you need anything at all. And again, we are so happy to have you as a new client.